hesitate to say happy Tuesday because very clearly it's not Tuesday, but
Yeah.
happy Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, but we had a holiday Monday, so it is what it is.
It pushed us back, but we're going to pretend like all the information is still relevant, even though we're a day later than we normally are. Let's talk about rates, because obviously this is the biggest thing that everyone is holding with bated breath right now. Dale, our decline stopped. We've had 3 weeks now. What's going on?
Well, we were leveling out, and now they're ticking up a little bit. Nothing dramatic, just a little bit. I think it's because, as we said last week, the Fed has done nothing. And the Fed has never done anything that I'm aware of that's good. But that being said, they've really been silent for, a month or two now? And so I think things are leveling. I'm hoping that they're going to come down a little bit more. I think people, I'm in the camp of, as the election gets closer, they're going to get a little bit better, but we'll see.
And right now, we obviously see the stasis, but take a look at the parallel. We never really talk about the 15-year because it's not very common, but the green line is the 15-year. It's all very parallel. There are a few instances where they don't look exactly the same, but here's this dichotomy. Take a look at the 30-year and the 15-year here. Remember, interest rates are all about risk assessment and the amount of money that costs to borrow money. That's all it is. So here on the 30-year is a higher risk because it's a longer term loan. On the 15-year, there's lower risk. So they've actually seen a continued reduction in interest rates. And that's just because we're in this holding pattern with the Federal Reserve. Once they make a firm, hard decision to raise or lower, we think it's lower, everyone thinks it's lower, then we will see motion in the interest rates in the downward trend. But Dale, that kind of puts us in a weird market right now. Let's summarize what's going on. We've had the 3 weeks of floating on the interest rates. What happened a year ago?
Well, they were about where they're at now a year ago. So the roller coaster ride, right? We've hopefully gone to the apex, and now we're down in normal operating level and hopefully a bit lower.
Yeah, and the weird part about this is a year prior, there was a lot more hesitation in the market. Interest rates were about the same, but houses were cheaper. Number three, rising appreciation. If you bought a house a year ago with the exact same interest rate, it would be cheaper for you overall, because now what we've seen is rising appreciation due to low inventory. There's a lot of demand for the small amount of houses that are out there. And then the problem is we haven't seen affordability catch up. Wages are still down. They have not increased according to appreciation since COVID. And it's causing a little bit of a inventory and housing crisis. But we also have two things in this area, Dale, that are specific to us in Northern California.
It's the California Fair Plan or the California Unfair Plan, however you want to view it. But insurance costs have gone up dramatically. I don't know when that's going to change, if it's going to change, if it's going to get better. I hear rumors that something's in the works to address this because, $5,000 annual for home insurance is not sustainable. So that's always a challenge, especially here.
It poses a big issue for areas like Pioneer, Pine Grove, West Point. The further up country, the more difficult insurance becomes. Can you even get insured is a question. And that's why we're seeing a lot of homes that are reasonably priced up in Pioneer. They are just not affordable. And it's really tragic. And then we also have, it's winter. We're getting a snowstorm this week, probably. Showing houses is tough. People don't necessarily want to buy houses. We just had massive amounts of holidays. So people have spent a lot of money. Their bank accounts might not be quite up there. So where does that leave us with buyer activity, Dale?
It is on the low side. So spring is just around the corner, and I think that's going to lead us to something else here shortly. But activity is on the low side right now. It just is.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where you know it as realtors, you go out there, you talk to the clients, and you hear this exact phrase all the time. We hear it, I'm just going to wait for spring. It's like, okay, fine. We can understand that. Let's spice it up a little bit. We're going to do the I will wait for spring special here at Homestead. Dale, what is this?
So please keep in mind, we're not encouraging anybody to wait till spring, okay? But that's what we're hearing. So what we've decided to do here at Homestead, if you get pre-approved here in January or February, as long as we close escrow in 2024, Homestead will pay for the appraisal at close of escrow.
Yeah, and that pretty much simply now. So if you have clients that are, oh, I'm going to wait until the spring, send them to us. Let's get them pre-approved. We're fully underwritten, pre-approved, so that when they're ready to make an offer, not only do they have a very strong offer, but escrow is going to close much faster than it would normally. And they're happy, they get a free appraisal. You're happy, quick close of escrow, and we get a great kickoff to 2024. So,
yep. So not to confuse the issue, but we don't want you to wait for spring, but use the wait for spring special.
Yeah, and if it just so happens that they are fully underwritten and approved for January or February, and they happen to find a house they really, really like in January or February, well, they're ready to buy a house.
Let's not wait for spring.
All right. Well,
Okay.
Dale, thank you so much. That about wraps it up for today. If you guys have any questions, give us a call, give us an email. We would be glad to answer it for you.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye now.